Hello my friends, welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 GMO run, where today we're going to be going for a max chaos run. We're going to try out one of the new weapons included with this mod, the loaded dice. That's an explosive weapon that scales off of your luck, and I just want to maximize chaos, and so we're going to go with the Artificer, just because it's an explosive weapon. An Artificer will make for even bigger explosions, and the Renegade so that we can get even more explosions, because that just sounds really fun to me. So the Artificer and the Renegade, and we're going to select the loaded dice. I think this will actually also be a fairly difficult run, because I think that the very low damage that we start with could make this quite challenging, so I'm hoping that we end up with both a challenge and an incredibly chaotic and fun run. Let's give this a shot and jump in with the loaded dice with our Artificer Gade, I guess. So this only has a 17% chance of exploding. 1 in 6 chance, of course, because it's a 6-sided die, so we roll a 6, it explodes. I like the flavor on that. But, of course, we can boost that as we level it up, I assume. We also have only plus 34% damage, because the Renegade reduces our damage modifications, including explosion damage, to 80%. So our Artificer damage boosts are significantly reduced. So we have minus 97% damage and then plus 34% explosion damage. So we're going to have to make up for that, but we don't make up for it by buying percentage damage. We're going to make up for it by buying individual items because we're the Renegade. We're going to roll here because I want to buy luck. You just want to buy luck early, but also this character wants luck because it's what scales our weapons. 15% of our luck goes to our weapon damage. We'll pick up a loaded dice here, and then roll, and then another loaded dice, and then I'm going to lock the landmines. We want to buy a bunch of different items for Renegade, and landmines is an explosive weapon, so it'll help with early wave clear. Although I could also just not do that and hope for an economy item. Baby Gecko is also kind of interesting for this character. We will want at least one of those, ideally, because we're going to be leaving materials all over the ground. I think now that I'm looking at it again, I'm actually not going to lock either of these. Yeah, and we're instantly rewarded with a much better item to lock. So we'll lock the Scar and the loaded dice and then roll for the next wave. I really like how many dice we're outputting already with only 3 weapons. Obviously, we're going to go for Lifesteal as our healing of choice here. Only do 2 damage per shot, but we make a lot of bullets, so hopefully that we make up for in volume what we lose in quality. And then we will pick up some bonus luck here and get the loaded dice. Roll again to see if I can lock more dice. I can't. I do want elemental damage, but I'm not going to lock the charcoal here. We're just looking for economy items, so great. We were able to lock a perfect shop here, basically, and actually still have 15 in the bank. So hopefully we can afford all 3 of those items next wave. Already, I will say this is a very promising run, just given how much nonsense there is on screen. I like the animation, too, of the dice actually rolling at the enemies. I do have to keep in mind that this is going to be a fairly difficult character to build defense on, because we will have minus 50% armor gain from the Artificer, so it will be somewhat more difficult for this character to build defense than other characters. Here's an interesting question. Do I want to start building Harvesting, which is what I would normally take here, or do I just want to build Luck? I think because our weapons base damage uses luck, we're just going to take that. Then I'll just grab the attack speed rather than reroll. We're going to actually buy the coupon first this time in a historical first for me, and then buy the Scar. I've already got a loaded dice locked, but I wanted to buy the Scar earlier, so do I throw in a reroll for 4? I think I do, because if I lock any item here, it's going to be worth it in terms of how much we save from shop to shop. We weren't able to, but I think that was a reasonable gamble, and of course, this run's all about dice, so gotta gamble some. these big groups of enemies we should be able to clear very easily because we have so many explosions. Normally the Artificer gets to start with a bunch of bonus damage, so the Renegade Artificer that starts behind on damage is a really interesting way to have to think about the character. Making decent money for these waves. Gentle Alien's awesome. Not only is this just a boost to our HP, but it'll increase our damage because it's a unique level 1 item for us. And then 10 luck. Perfect. Here I will take the loaded dice, and now I'm just going to start buying basically every item I see that we don't have a copy of, because we really need to build up our percentage damage. So we'll buy the helmet, we will buy the Terrified Onion. Even though it decreases our luck, I think that's still worth buying here. Lock the loaded dice, and then buy Claw Tree. Goat Skull is only negative for us, so I think I will pass on the Goat Skull. Even though it gives me like 2% damage, I think we will maybe buy that later on, but for now, we're better off focusing on items that actually do something for us. Looking forward to seeing what the higher level loaded dice do. I haven't played with this weapon yet, so this is the only time I've used them so far. We want to get this loot alien into a big crowd where the explosions will overlap on it, and then maybe we have a chance of killing it if we can have the explosions from multiple enemies overlap on top of it. We'll take the alien worm here because it's a unique item for us, and then, yep, 5 more luck, and 3 armor's too good to pass up. This character's going to really struggle to get armor, so picking that up now is great. We'll buy all of these, which is starting to put our damage to a reasonable level. And then I'm going to roll again. Lost Duck, of course, excellent. And then we will take Tentacle as well. The crit chance is going to be really good for our damage, and we will benefit from the healing as well. I'm going to roll once here to see if I can lock another loaded dice, which I can. Cyclops Worm only gives me only gives me 20% of the damage here, so 2.4% damage. Is that worth 76? Given that our percentage damage is quite negative, sometimes it would be, but because we're the Artificer, our explosion damage has increased our percentage damage to like minus 44%, so I don't actually think it's worth spending 76 on the Cyclops Worm here. And range is actually, I think, a consideration for this character, because you'll notice that the loaded dice range is quite low, and because it also has a very slow travel animation, I want to have high range so that we can hit stuff before it hits us. The base damage of our weapons has improved significantly, though, just because I've been buying lots of percentage damage and lots of luck. Gonna need to buy some form of healing soon, some lifesteal ideally. Which hopefully we can just find as items, level 1 items that we don't have yet in the shop. 3 elemental damage can increase the size of our explosions, so yeah, let's pick that up here, and then 10 luck, perfect. We do get some scaling from ranged damage as well, but I'd rather just, it's not that much, so I'd rather just build luck, I think, to scale these weapons. You get luck at a much better ratio than you get range damage. Like a level 2 luck is 10 luck, and a level 2 range damage is 2 range damage, so it's much cheaper to buy luck. But also, luck is just a good stat by itself, so I'd rather just focus on that for the base damage of our weapons. We'll take this, and now, so that goes up to 20, so even more justified in having focused on luck. We also get an extra projectile, better critical hit chance, or better critical hit damage, which is an interesting way to scale this, so we do actually want to build crit chance. And then the projectile explosion does not increase in likelihood. I guess it's still just a 1 in 6 chance, which makes sense there. We'll pick up the tentacle and the mushroom, and then roll. And then I will buy the beanie. We don't have one yet. And I will lock the landmines. We don't have one of those yet either. So the only thing that I need at this point is just some more max HP and some healing of some kind. The tentacle will help a lot with that, just as I start naturally building crit chance. Have to be a little careful here, taking a lot of damage, so I need to maneuver away from all these slashers, because we have no way to heal, really, so I have to be very careful about tanking damage like that in future. Also, I only have 2 consumable healing, which is a real problem for this character, so definitely need some healing right now. We're struggling a lot, so I had to leave a lot of materials on the ground and not kill a loot alien and stuff for that reason. Interesting shop. I could pick up some dodge. I think I'd rather just get max HP or lifesteal, or I guess I'll just take luck. 15 luck is still really good here. Another scar. This early, I think it's worth buying the scar. And then I'm going to roll here. Okay, this is a good shop for us. We can pick up, actually, all of these because we don't have any of them yet. Let's start with the weird food so I can heal a little bit. And then I will buy the peaceful bee. That does give me some harvesting. And then I will lock these 2. I'm not going to re-roll because we've got 2 items locked. So let's go to the next level. I could have considered buying the garden there as well. But at the time, I had negative consumable healing. So I didn't really want the garden, I don't think. And I'm much more focused on getting healing that is more reliable, regen or lifesteal, but particularly lifesteal since we have so many projectiles. I could also have taken the level 4 lifesteal, or the level 4 regen upgrade, level 3 regen upgrade for 4 regen, excuse me. But I think this build just really wants to be a lifesteal build, so I don't think it's worth investing heavily into regeneration. We're leaving a lot of materials on the ground here, but we're going to have to just make a dive for them at the end of this wave. With very low healing, I can't afford to run into the middle of all these enemies currently. So, as the wave ends, I run for the materials in the center there. Still left 70 on the ground. Yeah, I'll take the injection, and then here I will just take 2% lifesteal. And then Finn I will take as well. It does decrease my luck, which is unfortunate, but 5% lifesteal is a big boost to this character. 1 material short of being able to reroll there, which is a little sad. Now we just need max HP, but wave 9 we should be doing fine. This is an explosive weapons build for wave 9, so not too worried about that. And you can see we're now actually healing much more reliably thanks to even 5% lifesteal with this many projectiles is a pretty big deal for this character. Would love to see a bag. Since we're a luck build, bag is one of the #1 items for us, as it is for every character, but especially good for us since we should, in theory, generate a decent number of crates. Ouch. I've got to get some max HP also. But at least we're making good money this wave. Helmet, we've already got one, but I think I will take it anyways. Just half an armor is still good there. And then I'm going to recycle the gold-plated teeth. I've gone over this, but I think this item is just too broken, and I'm not going to buy it because I think it just ruins runs. It's just too powerful. Needs to be like a level 4 item or something. Here I'll take the max HP. Our max HP is just too bad, and then we'll take 10 luck here over 3 ranged damage. That's just better for our scaling. Elemental damage to increase our explosion size or crit chance. I think I'll just take 5 crit chance here. Upgrade our dice by a tentacle, by an ugly tooth as well. That will help against elites, which this build, of course, is going to struggle with. I don't think I actually need the wings here. We've got, although 30 range is kind of tempting. It does decrease my explosion size, because we're the Artificer, but only by 8%. I think I will take the wings, because I get a free reroll. Increased attack range is pretty good for this character, with the very low range of this weapon, and movement speed is good, of course, regardless. Then here I'm going to buy another loaded dice, and I will buy an energy bracelet. I think now it's fine to buy the goat skull just as another way to boost my percentage damage, which we do need to increase. I won't buy the acid, although we do need max HP. I don't think we need it that badly. That wasn't an amazing shop for us. I feel like we bought a lot of stuff that was kind of marginal, but all of it made sense to buy, in my opinion. So sometimes the items that you get aren't perfect, and knowing when to roll for more perfect items and when to just accept that you need to get stronger and buy something that might not be ideal is an important skill in this game. Would love to get a gecko. I know I passed on one earlier, or a alien tongue, something like that, because of course we're dropping a lot of materials that we aren't able to pick up on this character. Bandana for additional piercing. So we do lose piercing damage as we pierce more, but I think that that's still good. Just more explosions is really nice. I'll take the charcoal here. Increases our explosion size and our percentage damage. And yeah, I guess we'll keep taking more helmets. Here, I'm going to re-roll this. I think we can do better. I'll take... I want the lifesteal, but I gotta take max HP here. We just can't afford not to. And then, do I want attack speed or bigger explosions? I think we actually want attack speed. Marksmanship, another item that I am banning from these runs because it's just too powerful. We will pick up the loaded dice. Already have a charcoal. Already have a peaceful bee, but it does give me 4% dodge for relatively cheap, and we will want to build dodge eventually. I will, I think, just buy it here. Then gambling token gives me dodge. We only lose half an armor, so that's pretty nice. So I think I'll upgrade here. I will buy the boxing glove because it both will help against the wave 11 ribcage enemies, knocking them back from us, and also it's a little bit of percentage damage, which you just have to buy that on Renegade. Your percentage damage starts so low, it's just so important to increase it. Then we will lock the gambling token because I am going to focus on buying dodge, and losing half an armor I think is fine. I can't see the elite's health bar, so I'm having trouble telling if I'm killing it quickly enough. I think we are. I want to pull it into a large group of enemies if possible so that it takes multiple explosion hits, but I need to stop tanking damage. Alright, I think it's looking like because I took all that damage, I'm just too low health to fight the elite, so we're going to give up on fighting the elite this wave. I might have been able to kill it if I hadn't dodged so badly, but we did, so you just have to play the game that's in front of you. And I think that's a way that people often get in trouble, is not recognizing when you've made a mistake and need to adjust your play as a result of that error. Lots of crates, which is nice. I'll take the sad tomato. That's fine. I think that's 8 regen is worth more than 30 materials. Starting at half HP is not a real penalty. I'll take the garden as well. Crown, this is a very early crown, so I will pick it up because we've got 10 harvesting. If I buy any other harvesting, it will end up being worth it. If I don't buy any other harvesting, it probably won't pay for itself, but I think it's worth speculating on. Explosive shells, dynamite, yeah, in fact, we're just going to buy all of these. That's awesome. Shout out to our 59 luck getting us these explosive shells. And then dynamite, of course, is great, although the explosion damage increase from dynamite is decreased by the Renegade as well. Sharp bullet, we really don't need more piercing, and we really don't need to decrease our piercing damage, but it does increase our percentage damage. But I think I'm going to pass on it. We've got 2 pierce on our weapons already, so sharp bullet I just don't think does anything for us. Spicy sauce I'll buy just because we need the max HP. The types of items that we've been finding, this has ended up being a funny run where I've just been like buying everything that we see. None of it has been perfect for the character, but we keep getting items that are good enough to pick up. So we're certainly not as strong. If you told me how many items that we had bought at wave 12, I would expect the character to be stronger if that was the only piece of information that I had. Because normally when you buy that many items, it means you've been finding really good stuff in the shop. But this character has been finding a lot of like semi-marginal items, but they've added up to a character that's still very strong. Oh, this is interesting. So we can increase our elemental damage, gain armor, gain range, but we lose dodge, attack speed, and speed on the magic barrier. I'm kind of tempted by this, because we do want to build elemental damage to increase our explosion size. I think this probably isn't the right pick, though. Minus 10% dodge and minus 10% attack speed. I mean, these are just massive penalties. I just don't think that magic barrier, given all those penalties, is gonna, like, ever be worth picking. I will just take 3 elemental damage, though. I think increasing our explosion size will be worth it. And then we're going to pick up the gambling token and the little muscly dude, not for the melee damage, but just because we need the HP. And then I will roll. We've already got a duct tape, right? Yes. And I don't think half an armor for minus 2 HP is worth it for us at this stage. Let's combine and buy a loaded dice. We will also buy a butterfly, because we don't have one yet. And roll again. Normally on Artificer you would build rocket launcher, but we're just trying loaded dice, so I'm not going to buy that. And then rerolls are already 30, so let's go to the next wave. One thing about playing Renegade, of course, is that you end up with just a lot of random stats, because you have to buy a lot of random level 1 items. So you can often end up with the build going into surprising directions when you go, oh wait, I just have 20 elemental damage or something just from the items that we've seen. So always important when you're playing Renegade to keep an eye out for that. Let's pick up this loot alien kill if we can. I now have enough healing and lifesteal and enough just consumable healing from my very high luck that we're able to tank most enemies with relative ease. When it's free like this, I'll take half an armor there. Great. Coffee is excellent. Doesn't even cost us damage because it's a unique item. Picket sign. Oh, that's interesting. So we have minus 10% damage. Yeah, so Picket Sign is going to decrease my damage. We're never going to get this percentage damage positive, but the Picket Sign is going to give us a bunch of luck and armor. Cool. That's a neat thing for this character to be able to buy. Let's roll here, and then I'm just going to take the crit chance, I think. I do need to increase my damage output. Razor Blade and Sunglasses I will buy both of, and then I'm going to roll, and Poisonous Tonic we will buy as well. So that increased our armor a lot, and our luck as well, because we have such high negative percentage damage. So that's a really fun synergy with this character. Now we just need Lucky Coin, get even more luck from our crit chance. Because I was able to buy a little more lifesteal last wave, we're now able to tank with more or less impunity, because we put out so many projectiles that we lifesteal constantly. And I've actually got pretty good armor as well. Really could use a baby gecko or something like that. Peacock we're going to pass on. That's an easy way for this character to die. I'll take 9% dodge, though, because we can actually end up with pretty high dodge. I actually have 7 melee damage, so the Rip and Tear is going to work for this character. And this is one thing that Artificer really likes, because you end up with a bunch of elemental damage, increasing the explosion size. Rip and Tear mostly scales with explosion size, so it's really good to be able to buy that. Then we'll pick up the loaded dice. We're one short of the Toxic Sludge, but I will lock it alongside the blindfold, and then let's see if we can kill this elite. So a Summoner Elite should be pretty good for us, because that means there will be a lot of things to bounce the explosions off of onto the Elite. But I do need to not tank too much damage. We still have very low maximum HP, and while our armor has increased a lot, I also just can't really see what I'm doing. While our armor has increased a lot, we are still only a few hits from death at any moment right now, just because of our low max HP. Also, just because I'm doing the explosion only build, can't really see what's going on the screen. I could turn down the explosion opacity, or even turn off the explosions, but what fun is that? The money tree. We haven't gotten to try the money tree here, and this is early enough that I think it might be worth it. Let's give this a try. Plastic explosive, obviously awesome, and then I actually have to take 9 HP over 9 crit chance. The crit chance I do want, but max HP is the thing that we need more than anything else. Dusty Fedora, this is going to be amazing for this character. Again, really wishing that I hadn't passed that gecko, but I think it was right at the time. This will help boost our luck as well. We'll take elemental damage here, and then I've already got a Gummy Berserker, right? Yes. Alright, let's roll. Butterfly, I have one of already, but we will upgrade our loaded dice. Broken Mouth, we don't have one, and I will, in fact, buy another picket sign. So let's buy Broken Mouth, we'll buy Lemonade, 2 more unique items, and then we also get to increase our max HP, which is really good. The question I get a lot about Sad Tomato, which we bought in this run, is if you have enough max HP that Sad Tomato will never give you, like the 8 healing per second will never, or the 8 HP regen, will never make up the damage that it causes you when you start with half HP. And that's pretty easy to run into that situation. Then why do you buy it? And the answer to that is that your starting HP in most waves does not matter at all. That's why Weird Ghost is typically a really good buy. What matters is the number of the amount of time to heal up to full between hits, and Sad Tomato improves that without costing you that much. So it's very much worth picking up, even if you don't have a lot of regen or anything. Baby with a Beard, I will recycle. Losing 50 range would be bad, and the extra damage doesn't do that much. I'll take the max HP here. We'll upgrade our weapons and our damage as well. Turret, I guess we don't have one, so we'll lock that and go to the next wave. One thing I do have to be a little bit careful of is just trying not to pick up consumables while I'm not at full health, because we have the Dusty Fedora, so I do want to be maximizing my luck there. And the Sad Tomato does make that harder, so that is a minor anti-synergy with this character, but it's still worth it, I think. Love these explosions and how they chain react as well. Love to get a little bit more elemental damage so we can have even larger explosions. Yeah, I'll take the Weird Ghost here. We'll take attack speed, because we actually do need that, and then I will buy this. We've already got a head injury, and this is a fairly inefficient way to buy percentage damage. Dynamite will only give me a tiny amount of explosion damage, so is it even worth buying at all? I think these are both worth buying. It does make my picket signs work worse, but I think it's still worth buying those because we do need to increase our damage anyways. Loaded dice I will buy here, and then Lucky Charm is going to be great, increasing our base luck, which will increase our base damage. Oh, I did forget that it was an Elite Wave when I bought that weird ghost, so, you know. And this is probably the hardest Elite to get, or one of the hardest Elites to have to fight with Weird Ghost, because it spawns the attacks right under you. Was not paying attention there, obviously that was a mistake. I might have decided to do it anyways just for fun, but you should strive to make mistakes. When you're making mistakes on purpose, you should strive to make them on purpose. Luckily, not punished at all, and was able to clear the Elite very quickly. Our income from these later waves has actually been somewhat weak. Would have loved to get like a hunting trophy or something to help out with that. We're going to recycle this. 6 range damage just doesn't do anything for this character, and I don't want to lose speed. Metal plate I will take for 1 bonus armor. We've got 15 armor actually, which is amazing for a Renegade build. Upgrade the loaded dice, and now we've got the level 4 loaded dice, which fire 7 projectiles. Awesome. And crit for 2.5%, 2.5x damage, so that's pretty good as well. Let's combine and buy this other loaded dice, and I'm going to roll once. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to buy all of these. That sounds really fun. Continuing to just clear out all these enemies. Really would love to have seen Sif's Relic or Baby Gecko or something. We'll take the mouse here and the coffee, and not the white flag. Gonna increase my dodge as well, just to make it a little harder for us to die. We'll take the ricochet, just because that seems the most fun. And I'm gonna take the mouse as well. And then I think this has been a super fast run already to this point, and I'm really enjoying this loaded dice thing. So I'm gonna give in to the people who've been begging for this for like a year, and we're gonna do an endless run. I do not promise to go more than another like 10 waves or something, because endless runs take a long time, but we'll keep going because I'm really enjoying this build. I just want to see how strong we can get it. And it's not like we're going for an unlock or anything, so I don't need to stop at 20. I'm curious also how the money tree and the dusty fedora and stuff, because most items in Brotato will stop scaling. Oh, did I accidentally take the baby with a beard? I guess I must have. I thought I recycled that, but it looks like we've got one. Yeah, we'll take more dodge, and I will take the explosive turret as well. I think we are going to need more max HP. Oh no, that's the ricochet projectile, right? I think there's just no animation for the loaded dice
projectile, so ricocheting, so it's just giving me the default ricochet. That's a little unfortunate because I don't think it's working out as well as it should for us. Let me pick up the Lucky Charm here as well, and the Propeller Hat. We'll just keep increasing luck. I guess our harvesting is going to keep increasing because of the money tree. So that's an interesting interaction. I don't think it should work that way, because most harvesting effects should stop at wave 20. So when you're playing endless runs, basically what you're going to end up doing in the late game is you just want tardigrades, and you want to max out. Obviously, you want to cap all your stats. You want to get dodge to 60% and lifesteal to the point where you're lifestealing 10 per second and whatever. But then, as you keep going, you are just going to buy tardigrades forever, basically, and stacking as many tardigrades as possible is what allows you to continue to make very deep, endless runs. So that's what we're going to be looking out for. I will probably declare victory on wave 30 or wave 40 if we get there, which I don't know that this build will, because this is not an endless run, not a build that's designed for endless runs or anything like that, but we'll see, because of course our percent damage is going to be capped to a certain extent. Our damage modifications will really stop us from scaling our damage on into the very late game, and we don't get the benefits of a broken economy like a demon build or something would for an endless run, but this should still be a really fun one, and I bet we can go fairly deep. I'm just going to recycle the missile. I will take the heart here. We are going to level our weapon, buy a leather vest, and roll, and then insanity, yeah, because I do want to get to 100% crit chance, so I'll buy that. And obviously, you never buy things that cap your stats normally on endless runs, but the shackles is an exception because you don't want your speed to go too high, and eventually you're going to want to get power generator, so you want to stack speed pretty high, but not so high that you can't dodge. So we are actually going to cap our speed here at 31, which will be a fine amount of speed. I would like to cap it at like 50%, but I'm not too worried about having only 31. Killed the elites. No guaranteed level 4 crates, by the way, from Endless Mode Elites. You only get green crates from them. I should also say, I am not an expert on Endless Mode or anything like that. I know many people have done like 6-hour Endless Mode runs, but that's not me. I think I've only played to wave like 40 before. Getting a lot of bonus luck though. Yeah, we'll keep taking mice. I will recycle the riposte. I will take the medkit. It does decrease our luck, but the regen I think will be fairly useful. Sure, we'll take lumberjack shirt. It's another unique item. We'll take insanity just to get my crit chance to 100 soon if possible. And then let's keep upgrading our weapons by the poisonous tonic as well. Yeah, it's funny that the ricochet... Oh, no, okay, the ricochet, that shot is from my turret. The dice projectiles are ricocheting properly. Good to know. I really have to pick up enough materials that we're not leaving a bunch on the ground, too, because that's a real problem for us if we start letting that happen. The large map is a real downside on endless runs, too, because it makes it a little harder, I think, to dodge the lampreys, which start spawning. On non-endless runs, those normally, of course, only spawn from, if you're the fisherman, or from bait, but on endless, they will start spawning. Claw Tree, I will... Yeah, I'll take this. We just want to get to 100% crit chance as soon as we can. We'll recycle that. We will recycle this. And then more luck, I guess? Sure. More luck seems good. I could buy the nuclear launcher, because that obviously would be really nice with the loaded dice, with the explosions that we're getting, but I think explosion size is still just what I want. Okay, so our harvesting is actually properly decreasing, so the money tree is not doing anything. I don't know if it stops at wave 20, or if it is just eating 20% of our materials. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So I think I'm just going to buy the Poisonous Tonic and the Shackles. And then I guess I'll buy Peaceful Bee as well. Can get towards dodge cap. Got some elites, and we are taking them down slowly but surely. Love the ricocheting projectiles, just bouncing these dice all over the map. This is definitely a lot of fun. I'm glad I decided to keep going with this run, because I was really enjoying it, but it hadn't really gotten as ridiculous as I had been hoping for it to. So, okay, yeah, so we are just losing money to the money tree, I think. I guess our harvesting's still at 32, so we can keep our harvesting growing a little bit, but we need to... Yeah, and the crown no longer does anything, so harvesting is never going to keep up unless we're getting a lot of money per wave. We'll take this, we'll take this. I think I will buy this now. We're going to need any percentage damage that we can get at this point, because that's going to be our lowest damage stat, sort of definitionally, so we're going to want to pick that up as much as we can, even at very expensive rates. We'll buy that, and then let me re-roll again. Alien Tongue, sure, that's going to be good enough to purchase, definitely. Go to the next wave. I should also start buying some melee damage for our Rip and Tears. Ouch. Somewhere around wave like 30, we start taking enough damage to just die in one hit. Right now, our regen and stuff still matters, but damage in Endless Run starts scaling past any defenses you can reasonably buy very quickly, which is why the only thing that matters for staying alive in the late game will eventually just be tardigrades. More range will actually be important for this character. Losing attack speed does suck, but I think I actually do just need to buy a bunch of range as well. Let's keep buying Peaceful Bees just to get to dodge cap. I'll recycle that. Community support, of course, very important, and mouse even better. Then we will take more max HP here. I'm going to take the Broken Mouth as well. I want to just put off the point where I'm just getting one-shot by everything as much as I can. And we'll buy the bait. Scared Sausage, it's another unique to increase our percentage damage, so I'll buy that as well. The fact that our percentage damage is necessarily going to be super low is what's going to get us in the end, because our damage will just stop keeping up with the wave at some point. Normally for endless runs, of course, you end up with all your stats in the billions, so... Not literally in the billions, but you end up with very high numbers in every stat. So the fact that one of our stats is sort of soft capped by just the number of level 1 items that exist in the game, and we have severe penalties to increasing it, means that this is not a well-designed endless run build, if
if you were trying to go for the longest possible endless run, this is not the character combination that you would pick. On the other hand, this is a very fun character combination to be motoring along with, so very happy to be doing it. And our luck does keep going up. I guess I'll take that. Range damage isn't very important, but does do something. We'll recycle that. I just don't think it matters. We'll buy attack speed for sure. Recycling machine will be great. This money tree is really ruining my life, huh? It's giving us some harvesting, which means that our harvesting is not like decreasing to 0 as rapidly, but it is costing me thousands of materials to do that. So obviously we shouldn't have bought that if we were planning to go endless from the beginning. Sharp Bullet is another unique, decreases my damage. I'm going to buy the Ricochet again, just even more Ricochets seem good. We'll lock this, we'll lock the metal as well. I still don't think we want Sharp Bullet, but stopping it from showing up in the shop is worth something. And we will end up with a lot of enemies on the field. I think it's still better just not to buy it, though. Just decreases the damage of subsequent pierces too much. We could make up for it with pumpkins, and on a long enough time frame, if our endless run goes really deep, then we will make up for it with pumpkins. So maybe that's an argument for just picking it up and then prioritizing buying pumpkin. Honestly, the issue that we're mainly having is just that the money tree is eating all of our money right now. Also, we have no bags still, and our luck is very, very high, so having no bags at this stage is costing me potentially thousands and thousands of materials. We'll take that. Yeah, I will lose an HP. Elusive Ghost. Okay, so this caps my dodge at 5%, gives me lifesteal for every dodge. Lifesteal's converted into dodge. Let's try this. I don't actually know how it works. And capping our dodge at 5% is obviously not good for endless runs, but I'm just curious about this item. Doesn't seem to have capped my dodge at 5%. We do have 139% lifesteal. So is this item just not working? So we'll find out. Let me buy more crit chance because I just want to get to maximum crit chance. So let me read this again. Dodge capped at 5%. It's not doing that unless it's just not showing up. 2% lifesteal for every dodge I have. So that's going to 139 lifesteal. 20% of lifesteal converted into percent dodge. So we're going to gain some more percent dodge at the end of next round. If that tooltip is right, I guess we'll find out. So let's recycle this, buy this. Then I'll buy even more ricochets, and then go to the next wave. Love all these pierces and ricochets just all happening at once. As I got close to that elite, the game really started lagging. I imagine there's going to be some frame drops happening as we keep going, so bear with me. Still haven't found Sift's Relic, still haven't found a single baby gecko after the one that we passed. Yeah, so we're still getting a lot of dodges, so I don't think it capped my dodge at 5. And then we got a bunch of bonus dodge. Oh, okay, so it increased my dodge cap by 5, up to 65% dodge. And now we're just getting massive lifesteal, so if we ever get a
A Bloody Hand, that would be a lot of damage, but that would turn off the potential for us to buy tardigrades, so we want to avoid that. Let's recycle the white flag here. Buy this. We'll buy this, and then 20 more luck. I mean, we've got 640 luck. I think I will pass. Roll again. I don't need more dodge, I guess. I really shouldn't be re-rolling this much. I'll just buy some attack speed. That was a bunch of very expensive re-rolls. Piggy bank over a long enough time frame will pay for itself, so it gives you a little bit more incentive to buy it for endless runs. I think I will buy it. It also just removes a unique item from the pool. We actually don't have a fertilizer, so I'll buy that. And then don't really need to buy movement speed or weird food, so let's go to the next wave. Looking for, at this point, tardigrade, obviously, for safety. Attack range. Attack speed. Our luck is basically taken care of by the Dusty Fedora, so we're scaling our damage pretty well off of that as well. Elemental damage for more explosion size, more rip and tears for even more explosions. You can see, if you just like watch the edge of the screen, look at the chain reactions that are just happening over there. Probably do not actually have to walk around, but I want to pick up these materials that have like 1 million materials stacked in them. Dangerous bunny, sure, we'll take this. I don't think we have one of those. I do want to hit 100% crit chance. Buy a tentacle. Also don't have a hunting trophy, another important item for endless runs. I guess this loaded die doesn't do anything. Metal detector is probably still worth buying just for more economy. I could also keep buying more more XP gain, because we are still gaining levels, so I should probably have considered the XP gain items. Not the peacock, of course, because that's a good way to die on a boss wave, but do need to consider buying more XP gain if we're going for a deeper endless run. That's wave 30. I guess I could still technically die, but it seems unlikely. Yep, more damage, we'll take more trees, more piercing, sure, more damage. Alien Worm cost me consumable heal, so I think I will pass on it. We've already got one. Banner might be worth buying. I think I want to reroll, though. I'm really just looking for items that, like, for the key items for this character. I don't really want... I don't need more lifesteal, obviously. We have 184%, so we're lifestealing on every attack. There's a bag. That will help a lot. Spicy sauce. That's a limited item, so it'll pull it out of the pool. We also don't have a defective steroid, so I'll buy that as well. But because of the money tree eating a lot of my income, we are not... Our economy is not keeping up. That bag will help a ton, though. I imagine we paid what, 115 for it. I imagine it will make that back this wave, given our very high luck. And if it doesn't make it back this wave, it'll certainly start paying for itself next wave. Gonna need to put a flashing lights warning on this video as well. All right, so that is 5 times 15, so 75. So it didn't quite pay for itself this wave, but it will soon probably. Yeah, we'll take another explosive turret. More range. I don't need the crit chance, but actually 50 more range seems pretty good to me, so I'm going to pick that up. I will take the max HP here. More explosion size is going to be good as well. So I'll take the fuel tank. I will then just buy these 2 items, throw in a reroll. Nothing here I want, throw in a reroll. I guess I'll take the dynamite as well. We keep finding these level 1 loaded dice with 750 luck. Fairly difficult set of elites to fight here, and the incoming damage from them is very high, so I do have to be a little bit careful. With this setup and that set of elites, we really just wanted to get far away from them as soon as possible, so this is where the fact that I capped my speed at 30 is coming back to bite me. More attack speed could be really important for this character as well, of course. Just trying to pick up as many materials as I can. Alright, Alien Tongue, great. Peaceful Bee we don't need, we're at 94% dodge, so let's recycle that. SG's Couch, obviously we're not taking that. Plastic Explosive, though, we will take. Take out, excellent item. Cog, we can recycle. I will buy Dynamite and Spicy Sauce here. I'm actually not going to buy the Lost Duck. It reduces my explosion size for only 10 luck, and our luck is massive already, so we just don't need that. I'm going to... In fact, I'm just going to reroll looking for items that we really care about at this point. Blindfold, we don't need crit chance or dodge anymore, so we can pass on that. I will roll again. I will buy, this will be my 4th spicy sauce, so that'll pull it out of the pool and we won't see it in future. Ritual will pick up just for a small % damage boost. So I don't think that that one item that supposedly caps our dodge is working as intended. Yeah, so with 130 HP, if I take a hit, it's 65. So we're getting close to the point where I'm just going to die in one hit, and probably I will die in one hit to the bosses. Having found no tardigrades, and very little in the way of... We've actually found very few of the important endless items. The 2 bags that we found recently are very good, but the fact that this character's damage is sort of necessarily capped, and we haven't found a bunch of the items that we really need, does make it harder for this character to make it all the way. Well, that's a lot of attack speed. Does cost me a ton of range, which we've somewhat painstakingly built up, but still very much worth it. Pocket Factory, I think I will take it, actually. We have a lot of Pierce and Ricochet, so that's just a bunch of bonus damage. We'll recycle this. Hey, Sif's Relic, that's very important for us. And then I'm going to reroll here. I'll take 2 armor, I guess, just to try not to die as quickly. Magic Barrier, so we're way over dodge cap, we're over speed cap, we only lose attack speed, so this is now starting to be more valuable for us, so I'm actually going to pick it up. I'll buy the Dangerous Bunny as well. I'll reroll, lock this, reroll, because we've got those already. We'll lock the coupon, and Alien Tongue I think is still just good to pick up, so yeah, we'll just lock this whole shop. Just trying to stay away from the elites here. Oops. I say that and then tank a hit from the elites. 2 of these guys at the same time is pretty challenging because they just fill the arena with a lot of projectiles on the ground, or a lot of the circles on the ground. But this is where actually the Dusty Fedora increasing the map size is pretty good for us. The Sif's Relic pulling everything in for us is really helpful as well. We don't have any baby elephants or anything like that, although our percentage damage is low enough they wouldn't be doing a ton for us anyways. I will just take the Scar here. Take another med kit, sure. And then 2 range damage, but we lose some explosion size, so we're not taking that. I don't really need Compass either. Metal I will take, though. And then let's buy this, upgrade our weapon, buy this, and roll. Don't really need any of these, so I'm going to re-roll. Regeneration Potion is pretty good. Snake, we don't have one yet, right? And we are actually doing some fire, so we'll buy the Snake here. Upgraded loaded dice, awesome. 1 armor for -3 HP, I just don't think is good, but I'll buy the explosive turret as well. The graphic on this character is starting to be pretty ridiculous. Look at... I guess that's the magic barrier that's doing the sort of hexagonal thing, but I think the graphic is maybe stuck or something. Very high damage from all of our attacks, of course. Would love to get a pumpkin as well. We have a lot of Pierce, we have a lot of damage decreasing from Pierce, so a pumpkin would be a big deal for this character also. Although I guess the pumpkin, we'd need to buy a lot of them, because I think it is reduced by the Artificer's damage. I'm pretty sure that that piercing damage will be reduced by the Artificer's damage. We'll take that. We will take the eye surgery, and we'll take the toxic sludge as well. Sure, bigger explosions seems good to me. Let's... I guess the level 2 loaded dice doesn't help at all, so I'll just buy this and then start rolling. Take a broken mouth and roll. And roll. Level 1 loaded dice doesn't help either, so next wave. I love watching just the explosive chain reactions occurring on the other side of the map, just how many explosions are over there. We also can basically just go AFK at this point, because as long as I'm not getting hit by a projectile. Because our shots are just bouncing all over the map, so it's not like we have to move around, and we've got Sif's Relic, so we don't have to particularly pay attention to going to pick up materials or anything like that. Do have to dodge. Snail will help out. Exoskeleton, yeah, that's going to be pretty good as well. Cyberball, yep, does a bunch of damage based on our luck, so even though our percent damage is low, the Cyberball will be a lot of damage. And Power Generator, yeah, as we increase speed, we will increase our damage, which is important. Baby Gecko, I will still take, because we don't have one, so it's some percentage damage and also increases our range. Roll here. I've actually got great attack speed because of retromations and whatever, so let's just take some luck. And then an explosive turret. Lock the boiling water, roll, and roll a bunch. Really just hoping for leveled up weapons at this point. Hoping to find tardigrades before we go into wave 40, because that's kind of how Endless Mode develops, is you set up your damage and your other defenses and stuff, and then for 100 levels in a row, you roll for tardigrades. Typically, that would be because you're using a weapon that scales with your HP. or things like Alienize and whatever that scale with stats you're increasing. In this case, it's because we're using a weapon that increases with luck. So we don't have to buy any damage. We just get damage every wave because we're increasing our luck naturally with the Dusty Fedora, and our weapon increases with luck. So we don't actually have to focus on buying. I guess I should buy this because we've got the power generator. Recycle Marksmanship, still too broken to buy. Buy the banner and the boiling water. Roll, roll, and roll. Nothing here. Staying on the other side of the map from the elites, if possible. In this case, we just want to split them up. There's also not much point in... Oh, okay, I took 1,000,000 damage there, so glad I didn't die in one shot to that, but it does mean that we will die in one shot to the elites if I tank any damage from them. At this point, the fact that the explosions are covering the screen is a real downside for me. I can't really see what's happening. So we may die on wave 38 here if I just walk into a couple shots in a row. Oh, what actually hit me there? I didn't see that at all. But we're just gonna hold out over here where the elites can't hit me. Baby elephant, sure. Tentacle, sure. Garden. I guess that's more luck that we're generating. Explosion size. Weird ghost doesn't matter. And let me reroll here. I'll take more explosion size. Actually, I'm not going to buy the regen potion. As you saw there, we're just dead in one shot to anything that hits me anyways. So let's buy the mouse. Plastic explosive. Metal will be good. And I'll roll again and roll again. Go to the next wave. Because if I tank a hit from one of the bosses on this next wave, we are going to just die immediately, so no point in trying to buy regeneration. Just need dodge, or if we can find them, tardigrades. Or not. Just tanked a hit from a charger there and exploded. Alright, well, I was hoping to get to wave 40 there, but this was not a well set up endless run. Obviously, we were losing a tremendous amount of money to the money tree, just eating 20% of our materials every round, and that made it hard to find the key items. But that was still an incredibly fun run. Really enjoyed the loaded dice. Loaded dice plus Dusty Fedora obviously is a broken combination. It just scales your damage to ridiculous levels. And that was really exciting. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this run. I'm not going to go over our economy. The economy at this stage just doesn't matter that much. Though I guess I'll say... I don't know. People probably want that. So yeah, coupon saved 718, 1,000 healing from the tentacles. We got nothing from the crown, basically. 10 harvesting from the crown. So that didn't work out. Rip and Tear dealt 88,000 damage. Money Tree doesn't track its stats, nor does Dusty Fedora, but I think we got about 900 luck from it. And bags, even though we got them super late, still were worth 1,000, so obviously incredible. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed that. Hope that those of you who've been really looking for an endless run are happy to see one, and as always, if you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment and like the video, and then you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.